So welcome back, welcome back. Hope you still have the thought in your mind that when you light a fire in a child, keep it burning until the child succeeds. That is a quote from Dr. Jeff
Kaluyu?
Kaluyu. I keep saying Kiulu.
Call me Dr. Jeff.
This
That's
Kialo,
okay.
Kialo in Kikamba,
Yes,
Kiulu.
not
So
Kialo.
Dr. Jeff, I'm going to go by Dr.
Jeff
Jeff.
is okay.
But on the
Yeah.
screen, you can see his full name is Dr. Jeff Kaluyu
That's right.
from Strayer University here in the United States. We are bringing you this program from Washington, D.C., and my name is Regina Sang, hosting Dr. Jeff today in our studios. Thank you so much. So far, you're doing great. Thank you so much for all that contribution. There's a quote that I'm just going to read that you quoted on your website. My life has been satisfying, not just because of the job titles you've held, but because of the impact that you have made on others.
Yes. Definitely. That is the journey of my life. When you have the mission to help others, and my book, which we may probably mention later, Succeeding on the Face of Challenge, is going to be released in about 3 months. If you want people to help you, I have learned over time, you actually have to make the first choice to reach out to them, and also and try to help them. They will find every way to come and help you. But naturally, you shouldn't do it because you want to be helped. It is just a consequence of trying to help others. But I have every time worked from Wall Street in New York City to K Street in Washington, D.C., as you know, in various positions, in leadership positions, and also, you know, in other organizations that I've held. I've been lucky to be in leadership position and learned a lot of things. My job has been to help others develop, and I get a lot of joy seeing someone else try to move beyond where I have come from. I'm never insecure, but giving people what you got, it is not insecurity. It is actually helping yourself, because every once in a while I turn around, someone is giving me a call. Thank you, Dr. Jeff. That's priceless. But then what can I do for you? What do you need from me? So that's really what I've made. I've made it a life decision to continue influencing, mentoring, and helping others succeed.
Okay. So briefly, what does it take to succeed in the face of all the challenges that we have? Yes, that we have in this world.
I love the question. I love the question. I can see it. You mean it from your face.
I do. I want
when I look back at my life, where I came from as a little boy, things could have turned different. And every time in life you are faced with challenges, or you are faced with choices. And choices come because there's one opportunity or the other, or there is one way to go. Maybe one is challenging or the other. I take life as a life project, as a whole project from 0 to 100. And once you plan the design of what you want to achieve, you need to sit down, know what exactly you want to achieve, put a map together, get to know what it takes to be there. So once you know your goal, it is easy to succeed despite all the challenges, because you know where you're going. You already know what you're going to face, the challenges that come along, and you are not distracted on the side. When you are not planned, the problem is that you see quick opportunities, you lose focus of where you're going, you start running after the easy, hanging, low-hanging fruits. That is how to get lost, despite all those distractions, despite the challenges that you face on your way going to your goal, where you are focused through. You have to have the determination, the burning fire. Even when everybody else writes you off, it is that determination that will change your circumstances.
So you're telling somebody out there and myself that when you have a plan and know exactly how to do it, you can succeed despite all the negativity around you.
Because you have your eyes on the prize.
Focused.
And you also knew when you sat down and you know where you're going to be, what you want to become. It is easy to say, I want to be a doctor. And that ends there. But that's not enough.
Yes.
You need to put the details in and say, what does it take to be a doctor? What does it take? When I was doing my bachelor's, I questioned myself, what does it take to finish a master's degree? I wanted to have it. I knew it would be challenging. Their papers, their thesis. I went for it. It wasn't a big deal when it faced me. PhD, there was a lot of frustration in terms of the dissertation and, you know, getting papers passed. So I knew that was an expectation, and I wanted it. Majority of people get off. They are called ABDs, open dissertation. I still stayed focused, and I needed to finish. At work, if I needed to climb, there's going to be times when you wonder whether you question yourself, can I do it? But then you have to say your goal. We may find, you know, failing is always an option, but defeat is never an option. You have to finish your mission despite the number of times you have fallen. Michael Jordan one time said, I've fallen or I've failed time again and again. Maybe so many times.
I know.
That's why I succeed.
Yeah.
So that's how you have to plan and stay focused, you know, go through the challenges, but you have to know they exist first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. That's beautiful. Now, tell me some of the challenges that you personally had climbing up the ladder.
Yes.
That you didn't fall. You kept going.
I will take that question in two parts. Climbing the ladder, trying to succeed as a student. What I did, I was an international student myself, and you had to make choices. Sharing your little money that you had with people back at home, and sometimes whether to buy a textbook or someone, you know, stays hungry back in Africa. Those were challenges you had to face. As a student, you have to get the courage to present your argument that is otherwise different from the professor, yet you have the guts to think that you pass the class, and you have to go through that.
Yes.
So those are some of the challenges that you have to go through till you finish your education. Now, coming to the professional side, talk about Wall Street. It's a cutthroat competition.
I can imagine.
With and let me easy one. I will throw you an easy one, which is an accent.
Oh yeah, oh, Lord, what did you say?
Can in foreign countries, your English is, you know, you speak differently, and even within the United States, there's Texas, other places, North Carolina, and up in New York, different accents, and then you go to Africa. Sometimes when you go to Kenya, it's even more different.
Yes.
To succeed, despite people questioning, can you communicate? Do you represent the face of the corporate? Now that is a challenge. But despite those, I had to make the adjustments that needs to be adjusted. And I always advise people, I get tough on that because I'm a professor now coming out.
Yes.
That if you want your message to be heard, I better understand it, because that's what you're trying to transfer.
Exactly.
If you can't transfer it, it is useless message. If you're going to do an interview and the interviewer can't understand you, then you're not going to, because they're not going to hire a marketing person. So I had to overcome that. I had to adjust, speak slowly sometimes, and get through that. I had to work with bosses. Political side of the corporate America is tough. Try knowing how to play and work with that as well, being desirable all the time. Whenever when I speak around the country, may it be here or elsewhere, I connect the people despite an accent. The connection, the persona, you are being self, that brings people together. Emotional intelligence, you have to learn it too, the emotional intelligence. If you're emotionally intelligent, you connect with people. If you are selling something, people buy people. They don't buy necessarily products. So if they like you, they will buy anything that you like. So you have to work on yourself and your character and all that.
Wow, and you smile. I see. Maybe that's what won you the Wall Street, huh?
You're gonna be, I guess you get training for that too.
Yeah. Anyway, congratulations for all your achievements.
Thank you.
I also just wanted to find out from you. I know after bachelor's, you went into your master's and all that. How did you finance your education? Did you just have to work, or did you get loans, or did you get scholarships?
As an international student, a lot of times, I mean, you don't get loans.
Yes.
So this is even a bigger challenge that you must overcome to succeed. And you're going to find, I encourage everybody in the United States or other countries across the world that once you have to make a choice, this is what you want to do. Your mission is to complete school in a particular area because you have a mission. Did you want to be a doctor? Then you go for, pre-med, you go to your medical school, you know the exams that needs to be taken, what it takes. Find someone who actually, can be able, who has been there. So some of the biggest choices are you're working and you're going to school. The money is not a lot because you are not very qualified. So the decision is, do I keep on dumping the money in the education? Sometimes I questioned myself with some uncertain benefits. But because I knew I had a plan and I knew what I want to be at the end, I stayed. I sacrificed. So most of my money went to education. But it's only a short-lived time. That pain is short-lived. After that,
you enjoy.
The world is open for you.
Good. Thank you so much. Well. We will come back and talk more about your future plans, you having succeeded in the United States. You can encourage somebody there or back in Kenya. So anyway, don't go anywhere, our viewers. We will be right back. I'm talking today with Dr. Jeff from here, Washington, D.C. CAS TV, Washington, Regina Sang. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much.